Would you say Todd Howard has redeemed himself?
No, I still think Bethesda's a little fucker for this whole, I'm going to make the price more expensive for the season pass.
For anyone not in the know, Govinda's very salty about this. They announced they would be upping the price of the season pass. They gave everyone a limited amount of time to purchase it before they would up the price. I purchased it at the reduced price. Govinda did not.
Continue. I didn't have the money to purchase it at the reduced price, and now it's $75, and still don't want to do it.
Is that Bethesda's fault?
Yes.
They should have consulted you.
As if they didn't know what they were doing for DLC.
Well, yes.
All of a sudden it seems like we're making more DLC than we'd planned. No, they didn't, you little
It's interesting, though, because at the time, I wrote it all off. I was like, okay, maybe the last one will be cool. Automatron got rave reviews. The second one, middling, and now
the second one is a lot... It's craft
more,
heavy.
Yes,
or
it's more...
building heavy.
It's more filler. Automatron adds crazy new enemies. I've only just gotten to the first mission.
I saw one of them. I was not stoked on it.
Yeah,
it's scary.
It's fucking crazy. And Far Harbor is... Oh, sorry, it's very bright in here.
Sorry, the sun just came out. It's fucking me up over.
We don't like
sweating.
Sunlight. We don't like sunlight here, which is ironic that we live in Australia under a hole in the ozone layer.
No, but we're gamers.
Yeah, my skin's tanning.
It's like vampires going in the sun. Doesn't work that way.
Well, yeah, so Far Harbor they've come out and said it's the largest landmass they've ever added for DLC, which is incredible. I don't know if you ever played the Shivering Isles, the Oblivion expansion.
Oh, I didn't even... In my head, I thought they were talking exclusively about Fallout.
And that was monstrous.
That was massive.
Yeah.
And I'm actually so surprised that was Oblivion.
Have you seen...
Was that Oblivion?
Sorry, that was Morrowind.
No, I think it was Oblivion. The one where you go in, you gotta poison someone or kill...
Sheogorath?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Oblivion.
Yeah, you could be right.
I never played Morrowind, and I've heard of the Shivering Isles.
I got to play Morrowind because I had an Xbox. Like, an original Xbox.
Like the big controller.
Yeah, the big fucker. So, yeah, have you seen the trailer?
No.
There's a new story...
I'm boycotting it.
There's a new story trailer for Far Harbor, and friend of the show, LaShonda, will be very excited to see. It's looking very much like Point Lookout.
See, he might be excited to see it if he'd played Fallout for more than like 10 hours.
I reckon this might sell him. I'll give him a little...
You should send him a message and tell him that survival mode's out.
Yes.
He won't be able to handle it. That'll be a nice little challenge for him.
He'll be a little baby.
No, it's really tough. Actually, I'm just going to quickly say... If you're going to play survival mode, I started a new game. Maybe try and get through the first mission where, like, change it to survival mode after you've done the power armor.
Once you've got a bed secured, that's really it, right?
Because I went to do it, I couldn't find a bed, and I knew I was going to die, and it would take me back to the vault, and sure enough, I got in the suit of armor.
Which brings us beautifully to survival mode. This is why we're playing this game again. Fallout 4 is a brand new game in my eyes.
Yeah, it's actually so good.
It's
but
crazy.
Also terrifying.
Yeah, so the big changes here with this new mode are once you opt into it, you can only opt out, but then you can never go back in.
Unless you start a new game.
Yeah, and what it is it's bringing realism and, what did they say? Concentric gameplay elements a la Dark Souls.
Yeah, survivability becomes a huge thing.
Yep. They're adding, like, there's rewards for playing longer and not dying, but that you're also risking all the loot, and more specifically, your own time. You might play for half an hour, die, and lose it all.
Yeah. Time is a big one, and it's funny. It's
off-putting.
We'll see how I go. It's almost something that I can't play. Like, if I put in, like, half an hour and I die, I'm not playing it again for a while.
Yep.
I have to put it down and be like, I'll do something else, I'll come back to this.
I completely understand. Like, it's turning a 100-hour game into a roguelike, which is... And you can say...
Like, a roguelike.
Like, it's... I think this could drive a lot of people away. For me, it's like crack.
Totally optional.
Yeah, it is totally optional. But for me, I've platinumed this game, so have you, but I'm back in.
Oh, like, yeah. I was saying yesterday, I was like, I almost just want to fucking crack and buy this DLC. I can't afford it still.
Yep.
But I was like, I feel like I'm just going to get to like level 15 and be like, oh, okay.
Here we go. Well, I just hit 15 last night, and I'm pretty excited for the DLC. But yeah, again, so you need to survive in this mode. You need food, water, sleep. There's diseases now. Clean water specifically.
Dirty water is just always not even worth it.
You put it well. There's almost always a negative effect that you're working to get rid of.
Yeah, because sometimes you're like, I need to eat food, so you eat some food, but that's got something in it. So then you've
got rads, or
you're fatigued, or you'll get insomnia and you can't sleep, so you can never get rested.
Until you go see a doctor or get antibiotics. Or...
the insomnia went away for me over time.
Okay.
But it was just really annoying for a while.
One's like lowered immune system need antibiotics or a doctor.
Yeah. I had a lower immune system, and then I actually got like a microscopic bacterial infection or some shit.
I got a parasite.
A parasitic infection, yeah, and you had to deal with that. Also, encumbrance. If you're encumbered, you actually start taking damage.
And they've cut your carry limit maybe by half, maybe more.
It's tough to say. I went from... I think it's about half. Depends on your strength
stat.
I think it's about half, because I feel like I went from like 250 to 120.
And if you wanted to be reductive, what this really means is they've added a lot more fiddling, a lot more going into your inventory. I personally live for this shit. Like, this makes me invest in this world.
It just changes I don't know... you can't just walk through this anymore, and you got to be really selective with what you're going to take on and what you're going to just leave for the time being. Molotov's one-hit kill.
Yeah, grenades basically will kill you one hit.
But
also,
makes sense.
We should say they've upped the damage against enemies too. So this isn't just like you're a paper doll fighting gods.
Yeah, no. And it's kind of nice because they've stopped being kind of bullet spongy, so now... You do more damage, but they will do more damage, and the health seems to have just been left alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which I actually like, and that's how I think hard mode should be, as opposed to turning enemies into the spongiest bullet sponges.
And what this worked out to be for me is you spend more time reconning. Also now enemies don't appear on your little map thing.
So that's actually fucked up.
So you actually have to like scope out places, and I think more about engaging. Like I probably spend more time scoping out a fight than actually fighting.
Yeah, and there's nothing that feels better than halfway through I'm going to call it a dungeon.
Yeah.
You go into those deep areas and you're just like, I got to finish this mission. So there's nothing better than being halfway through a dungeon and just looking around a corner and seeing a fucking dirty mattress on the ground.
You just have a quick hour nap.
And you're just like, oh, just give me that save.
And that is the only way to save your progress.
Yeah. And then if you are having a good game and you're just killing dudes, you start getting a damage multiplier.
I could be wrong, but I believe it's like 5 enemies gives you 5% more damage.
I actually have no idea how it works.
I think it might be more than that, to be honest. I know that it's got a maximum of 50% bonus damage.
Yep.
So which is reset once you sleep.
Yep. It's all the way back to 0, or does it take off like 20%?
I believe it's back to 0.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Which is the risk-reward thing.
So that's pretty fun, and... Once I'm finished with Uncharted, I'll probably just scoot back into that.
I think so too.
See, this is my problem. How? How do I have time?
Actually,
Valkyria
you know
Chronicles is
yeah,
next
Valkyria
week.
hits, and then Total War hits for me, which I just need for my soul, for the Warhammer fantasy nerd.
Maybe I'll have a little break after Valkyria. I don't know. I can't think of something else that comes out. I'm sure there's something, though.
I believe there is,
Or is there a bit of an E3 lull?
No, there's more shit coming. Oh, actually, sorry. Far Harbor for Fallout hits on the 20th.
Fuck.
So yeah,
I hate Bethesda.
So it's a good time for games, and it sort of just snuck up. Like, I wasn't expecting this survival mode to hit. I've got it in the news, and we'll talk more about it then. And of course, I think we're going to save Uncharted for our talking point this week. Yeah,
we'll just do like we've only played about 2.5 hours.
We're at, like...
Chapter 7.
Yeah, the start of
Chapter 7. So we're going to do a little, like, maybe early game impressions for our talking point. And then we're going to try and have a full review up next week on Adam and Hurst YouTube channel.
Yep, that sounds very nice.
So let's chill.
With that, perhaps we should... Is there anything else? Look, I don't think so.
I feel like there is. I played some more Dark Souls. I beat another boss, but that's kind of... you've heard it. Dark Souls. I could have sworn there was something else, but I don't think there is, so... Time for the news we care about.
With Uncharted 4: A Thief's End now rolling out in parts of the world, and the multiplayer services Servers now available. Naughty Dog has released update 1.02, which is roughly 144 megabytes. Unlike update 101, Uncharted 4 update 1.02 wasn't given an in-depth overview, with the patch notes just saying that it includes general fixes and improvements. If you've yet to pick up Uncharted 4, you'll need 50 gig of space for the disc version, around 44 gig for the digital version, and then you'll have to download a 5.1 gig file to get both updates, which adds the fixes and improvements from 1.02, as well as the multiplayer support, bonus features, and encounter select of 1.01.
Now, just something I want to point out, it's a 50 gig install, but because it's the gloriousness of a linear game, it only took about 3 minutes to get the earliest parts of that install in, and you can be playing single player in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and like we just opted to not update and just play some single player so we could talk about it.
Yeah, we had this weird thing where we're like, we can't do it because we've got to do this update, but then realised that it's single player and the multiplayer is the only thing we can't do without
and I like
online.
It does say there's general fixes and improvements, and actually I don't have it here, I wish I did. They said 1.01 is their biggest update they've ever done, and I feel like it
massive.
actually, but it's kind of weird because it was like so many features that just weren't added, like for example extra multiplayer support, the bonus features, like
did we talk about this last week?
I think we sort of did,
because I feel like I said something along the lines of this game wasn't done when they said it was, and they did need more time, and that's why it was in production, quote unquote, for 6 weeks.
Can you believe that they didn't add encounter select? You couldn't go back. I'm assuming that's for single player.
The way I'm looking at this is like we need more time in the story, so let's lock that down.
Yep.
And then we'll go gold, and then we can leave these kind of ancillary bits for later.
Yeah, which is, I'm assuming this is like treasure viewer and like things like that. Like
there's like photo mode.
Like that kind of thing.
Multiplayer support, which means like in my head, multiplayer was broken before the game came out. Like the gold edition of the game that they were like, it's gone gold, didn't have multiplayer in my mind.
I mean, we can't prove that, but it's easy to speculate.
I don't know. The patch is big enough that I think that's a fair assessment.
we can call that
wasn't really done.
That's big though. Like I was telling you, I nearly got. I'm really glad I didn't, but I nearly got the digital version. And 50 gig is nothing to turn your nose up at.
Not here in Australia.
Yeah, like not on our...
You're not playing that today.
snail net. That would have been a nightmare. But moving right along into another little piece, unless you have anything else to say about that.
No.
We're going to talk about Uncharted.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
With Naughty Dog paying homage to Amy Hennig in Uncharted 4: A Thief's End credits, quite a few fans took to Twitter to ask her about her involvement in the game and what she thinks of it. Responding to several users, Hennig said that she can't wait to play Uncharted 4 and that she poured 2 years of her life into it. I have here a few tweets.
Tweet away.
Squanderalfast tweeted at Amy Hennig and said, if I skipped this installment of Uncharted because you didn't get to see it to completion, would you see that as a kindness or an idiocy? She tweeted back, idiocy. It's amazing, I'm sure. Plus, I poured my heart into it for 2 years. There's a lot of me still in there. Interesting. Another man, Umair52 Jatoy, tweeted at Amy Hennig and said, say something about Uncharted 4. Have you played it? She replied, I can't wait to. I poured 2 years of my life into that game. It kind of goes on. In one particular tweet, a user directed foul language towards Neil Druckmann, accusing him of ousting Hennig, to which she said, don't associate my name with that kind of hate speech. Neil poured his heart into Uncharted 4 for 2 years as well.
People are weird on the internet.
People are weird. Like, I think they want a controversy where there isn't one.
Or, like, maybe there was, but, like, she's already moved on from the way it sounds. Like,
sounds like it.
Doesn't seem like there's too many hard feelings. Obviously, there's a bit of, you're pandering to an audience and you don't want to come off as a fucker.
Yeah, that's it. To close that out, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End has received universal critical acclaim and will be out today, Tuesday, May 10th.
As of yesterday, that'll be the 9th of May in Australia, it was sitting on a 94 on Metacritic.
Which is sort of unheard of, right?
It had 74, 75 all positive reviews and was on a 94, which is fucking gnarly.
Nothing to turn your nose up at.
So yeah.
So that's like, I'm interested to see what Amy does next. Star Wars, I hear?
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Yeah.
A story-based Star Wars game would be pretty chill.
It's been dark on that for a while.
Yeah, I don't even remember what developer. It was EA she went with?
Possibly.
EA? I don't know.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
She